Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I want to do a final update to my World Arena Auto Battle team. So, people have been asking me why I frequently only have one or just two skills on my Lana, right? Very often, when you take a look at my hero card, you see my Lana with either just Black Hole or with Black Hole and Heaven Sanction. The reason for that is because, in truth, of regular arena auto battling. Sometimes I have Heaven Sanction as well because I just finished, let's say, my goblin runs, but more frequently you'll come across my Lana with nothing but Black Hole. And the reason for that is because I want to force my Lana to use Black Hole on turn 1 for regular arena. So let's just demonstrate my current team that I use for auto battling my World Arena matches. There's been some revisions for sure, and what I do now, previously I used to run this, where Bozel will faction buff up Listell and Lana, and then I will get Lana to a gain for an Earthquake. So I get an Earthquake, a Black Hole, and Listell's ranged attack. So that's 3 of them. But there are some issues with this. Specifically, it seems to have problems wiping out the top level players. Harem King usually won't be a problem because he only has one healer. But for teams that have, let's say, Jugler comboed with Rachel and a healer, there's too much healing and debuff Dispel in such a team for this combination to take him out. The combination of these 3. But nonetheless, I'll run this team initially for this fight. So what I do is I have Bozel with Earthquake, faction buff, and Seal. And then Listell, of course, has Blood Dance, Mindborn, Seal, and Lana just has Black Hole. So the whole point here is you have Bozel move up, Lana act again, and then follow up with the rest of the attackers. You can also have Listell attack first in case the enemy has Jugler. So this would be if Listell needs to move in and toss a Mind Bore right from the start. This works fine as well. So I'll just keep it as is for this specific fight and just begin. The action order would, in this case, is Listell, then Bozel, then Lana to a gain, then Leticia to increase the movement of Lana, and then Lana moves up to Black Hole. So let's just demonstrate. So, Listell charges up, uses Mind Core. That one doesn't do much damage. The whole point was to debuff the enemies, so that if they have Jugler, they can't heal anymore. Then Bozel moves up, and tosses an Earthquake. Ooh, this was different. Uh-oh. Because Lana only had +1 movement, she could not finish off anyone. Oops, so there was a mistake. Which may cost me this match. Uh-oh. But we'll see. So because of little mistakes, this strategy can definitely be finicky. It's one of the reasons I am transitioning away from using this strategy. Because sometimes, as you just saw, Lana failed to get her AoE blasts out due to incorrect positioning of my characters. Lana should have been in the frontmost position, and Listell should have been... Basically, I should have swapped Lana and Listell's positions for this to work out fully. Nonetheless, this will be a win anyways. Or it should be. This one is definitely going to be close. especially when Leticia suicides, just like that. But overall, it's looking good for me. Bozel should not be able to die to the enemy party, and thus, that's why I have a pretty good chance. Although, this battle will drag out. Wow. This Ledin is insanely tough. Getting more and more dangerous due to the mistake I made early on. But there we go. Finally, Ledin falls. And now I should be able to win. There we go. With the attack buff, where characters started killing off each other, I was able to win. That was ridiculously close though. And it's because, once again, of the Leticia combo, sometimes moving up to use her sprint, that I am no longer in favor of this strategy that I just used. It works, but it devolves into kind of a brawl. So let's demonstrate the more updated version now. So the updated version, first of all, it does require much more gear in the sense that you're removing Lana in favor of yet another damage dealer. Ideally, you want 4 mages. So what I would like to get would be Rachel, Lana, right? Listell, and another mage that's not Bozel. Because in this strategy, Bozel won't have the opportunity to faction buff. So this would be the strategy, basically. And in terms of character setup and action order, it becomes Leticia acts first. Then you follow up with Listell. Then Bozel with Earthquake. Then Rachel, because Rachel has the Arcane Blast that reduces enemies' magic defense by 30%. After Rachel will be your last 2 mages, which for me is Bozel and Lana. So let's give this a shot. Because, however, Sprint only increases attack in int, that's why this strategy does not favor Listell or Bozel as well. Because they won't really benefit from that skill as a result. Since their intelligence is based on magic defense, a sprint does not help them as much. Nonetheless, this strategy should work out reasonably well, and with Listell having 5 mobility, 6, 7 allows her to move all the way up here. So if you actually want Listell to use the Mind Bore rather than Blood Dance, you would position her accordingly, right? In fact, you might even just have her act first before Leticia, because that way you can guarantee she moves up, for example, 5 tiles and uses Mind Bore at 3 tiles. The alternative is, of course, have Leticia move first and then remove her Blood Dance, right? If you remove her Blood Dance, you will be forced to use Mind Bore. That's another method to force her to use Mind Bore on turn 1. In any case though, let's just keep it as is. I don't particularly mind whether she uses Mind Bore or Blood Dance, so this turn order should be okay for me. And yeah, on that point, I'm ready to begin. the very final thing then is to arrange everything to make sure Rachel will Arcane Blast. So let's see how this works out. Leticia sprints. And Listell, with all the extra movement, rushes forward to mindboard the whole enemy party. Followed by Rachel's Arcane Blast. This is followed by Bozel, tossing out a black hole. And then finally, Lana with a second black hole. So basically, the whole enemy party is basically dead. And for turn 2, it's just mop up at this point, more or less. Because the other reason this strategy works so well is because all the mages I'm bringing are actually flyers, right? Except for Lana, Rachel can fly, Bozel can fly, and Listell can fly as well. So in terms of mobility, they're fine. The only one that may struggle a bit is Lana. But nonetheless, this works out very well. And I'll do a few more matches to get myself to 10 wins to continue to demonstrate this. So here's a match against a Jugler. And Jugler is the reason why I must have Listell move first. Because if Listell does not use her Mind Bore to affect Jugler, Jugler will heal up all the AoE damage from the rest of the party. So here we go with round 2. And this should be fine in terms of the setup, so let's just continue. Alright, so this time, Listell uses Blood Dance. The random skill factor coming into play. Jugler's healing is damaging the ones that have been affected by Listell's Blood Dance, but the two who have not been affected, Lana and Lana, are okay. With that said, Lana dies anyways, so basically worked out. I'm getting hammered pretty hard here, in large part due to him clearly having bracer emblems. But regardless, it's basically over. So there we are, another match. Let's jump in to a 4th battle. And this one, yet again, has another Jugler. So let's click on Autobattle and start. So this one, the enemy Jugler, is actually hidden further in. So I'm actually going to remove Blood Dance. I definitely will need Listell to toss out the Mind Bore on turn 1. Actually, I'm not going to remove Blood Dance. Instead, I'm going to place Listell further back to force her to use it. If she moves up 5, 6, 7, she's over here. And with her being placed right there, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So the enemy is 1, 2, and 3 away. So she will be guaranteed to use Blood Dance on Ledin this way. I could place her even 1 tile closer, in which case she moves up beside Ledin. But if she's beside Ledin, she has a chance to use Blood Dance rather than Mindbore. Because there would be 2 enemies, Ledin and Lana, right beside my Listell. So placing her back here will force her to use Mindbore, although the Mindbore will only affect these 3. If I wanted to affect the whole enemy party, I will have to remove Blood Dance. So that's just the way it goes. So you know what? Let's just remove it. This would be, I guess, a demonstration of a forced Mindbore. So let's place Listell there. Let's place Rachel here. Let's place Bozel here. And start this off and see how this one plays out. There's the Mindbore, which hits all the enemies. Once again, Rachel with her Arcane Blast. Bozel with an Earthquake or Black Hole, doesn't particularly matter which one. And then finally, Lana with her Black Hole. Instantly killing off 2 enemies, leaving the other enemies severely damaged, and the battle already ends because I guess he had the victory condition where as long as you kill off 2 enemies first, you win. So there we go, 4 wins at the gold level, and I've gotten the 12 flags necessary to get all the rewards. So that gave me the 15 Trinity Crystals, as well as 10 honor points and a friendship voucher. This final match can now be done for whatever purposes I want. For demonstration purposes though, I might as well give it a try against Lord Lewis, who is over 30,000 power. So let's see how this works out. This one is much more challenging due to him having Landius as his PvP tank, and although he doesn't have Rachel, which helps me a lot personally. So let's just jump in and see. So once again, these same number of mages. Listell can actually bring Blood Dance again for this particular fight, so we'll do that. I don't particularly need her to toss out Mindbore, although if she does, it's fine too. And everyone is properly placed, so let's see how this goes. He starts with Mindbore anyways. And uh-oh. Rachel changed to using a single target strike rather than AoE. That's not a good thing. So once again, the skill setup, the location of the characters, causing that randomness. It's for that, in fact, it's for that reason why I have my Rachel, or sorry, I have my Lana with only Black Hole, to force the skill usage. Nonetheless, despite that mistake, this fight should still be fine. In large part because Listell's Listell's talent causing all healing to turn to damage made things okay. So now all that's left is the enemy Listell, who falls pretty rapidly. So there we go. So I'm actually still kind of working on finalizing my party for this, but it's basically a big improvement on my previous setup. And yeah, in terms of my characters, I should also mention that these 5 characters I'm bringing aren't exactly fully upgraded yet either. Listell, for example, is only a 4 stars, right? Her magic defense is actually quite low. Bozel, admittedly, is nearly fully upgraded at 5 stars with a high amount of magic defense, which means high int. But because he is based on magic defense and he's not bringing a faction buff, his damage is reduced quite dramatically. Lana, now she is basically fully upgraded. The only thing that my Lana is lacking is the completion of her Heart Bond, because that completion would give her an additional 5% to all stats, which means 5% more intelligence. Nonetheless, Lana is really the most upgraded of this party. And as for my other mage, Rachel, that I'm bringing, she's completely not upgraded. In terms of her class, Mastery, she's only at 2 out of 4, so she's missing a lot of intelligence here. In terms of star level, she's 3 out of 6. So once again, very low int as a result. And in terms of bonds, my Rachel is really lacking in upgrades in her bonds as well. 6 max 611. So she could definitely use some more intelligence increase, specifically from the strength bond. This is another 12% int that she is missing. So that lack of intelligence is definitely affecting the amount of damage she does. Despite that, as you can see, I was able to auto-battle all 5 of my World Arena matches for today, even with some mistakes made, such as figuring out the proper positioning of Rachel to force her to always use Arcane Blast, as opposed to using Dark Reaper or Lightning Strike on turn 1. Alright, so that concludes this video. I'm going to update this video over the course of this week. I just wanted to put this one out initially simply because there were a lot of people asking me about why my Lana is always running a single skill instead of having all 3 filled. So that just basically I guess this video just explains that, you know, I have not fully mastered this new strategy that I'm using with the 4 mages. So once I've figured this out some more, I'll do an updated video on it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video useful and informative. And on that note, Nitro out.